So in this video, we're going to be talking about natal sun in Aquarius in the 11th house and what this placement means. So if you have this placement, you're in the right place. And at first glance, it seems kind of boring or kind of straightforward because if you know astrology, you know that the 11th house is the house associated with Aquarius. But honestly, I'm very excited to cover this placement because it has a lot more of a interesting meaning than what it would seem on the surface. So, first of all, what does the sun represent in astrology? The sun rules Leo, and it represents our ego, our value to others, our passions, so things that we're interested in and that we are talented at as well, because it's things that come easy to us. And also, it's where we direct our energy on a constant basis. So the sun can help show career for that reason, and also because it shows passions. And for the most part, people tend to choose careers that are in alignment with their talents and their passions. There are rare cases where people don't have a career that aligns with their passions, but usually it will express itself as a career that they don't like or something that they don't feel that their purpose is in. But the sun will show their ideal career. Now, with that being said, the sign Aquarius is about participation, and it's about groups, and it's about friends as well in astrology. So with the sun being in Aquarius in the 11th house, the ego really revolves around the things that you participate in with your actions, or the things that you don't participate in. But, the 11th house can also be about individuality for that reason, because what makes us unique is what we participate in. Now, in this case, since the sun is in both the 11th house and Aquarius, your ego or your sense of self really comes from the things that set you apart from the crowd, or the things that you personally believe or participate in, the causes that you believe. But it really indicates a true rebel, a true pioneer, somebody that's really different than the crowd. And, the ego or your sense of self really revolves around what sets you apart rather than what makes you valid to other people. You don't like to follow trends when you have the sun in the 11th house in Aquarius. And a lot of times your interests and your ideologies are unique to yourself. You can be a true lone wolf, a true self-reliant individual, because the 11th house and the sign Aquarius are traditionally ruled by Saturn, and they're co-ruled by Uranus. And Saturn is about self-reliance. It's about responsibility. So in general, your actions, which is shown by the sun, tend to be very self-reliant in nature. You really have your own sense of authority with this placement. And you really don't like to go with the crowd. Or when something that you thought of first becomes mainstream. You don't really like when people copy you, and you're always looking for the next new thing. But the reason why this placement makes the individual such a individualistic person is because the natural sign that has the 11th house in Aquarius is Aries, the sign of the individual. So with this sun sign, maybe you don't have the ascendant in Aries, but a true quality of this placement is that a lot of times your interests, your passions, and your way of doing things, or your ideologies are very unique to yourself. And what you participate in is really the things that set you apart. And sometimes it could be a one-man crowd. So that's the interesting thing about Aquarius, which is about groups. Sometimes participating can put us in a group, or sometimes we participate by ourselves in our own thought processes. So it's really truly the house and the sign of individuality and uniqueness. It can make you either very common like everybody else, or it can really indicate somebody that is in their own bubble, their own reality, and that can be very progressive, inventive, ingenious. But yeah, that basically sums up this placement. If I had to sum it up in one sentence, it shows somebody that likes to participate in their own things, and that's, a true individual. Their actions are really self-reliant, self-guided. They can be rebellious in nature, and when it comes to your ego, you're always aware of what your actions are supporting. Like, you always are aware of the cause that you're unconsciously supporting. So, for example, if you wear your hair a certain way, you realize, what kind of image you are portraying in terms of the trend that you're following. So, that's just another effect of the sun being in Aquarius. You guys are aware of what it is that you're participating with, everything that you do, or that you are doing. So, and that's not always the case with all people or all signs. People sometimes do things without being aware that they are participating in something that is mainstream, or without realizing that they are supporting a good cause or a bad cause. Sometimes people do things for other reasons, but Aquarius they really care about the cause and what it is they're a part of with everything they do, or what it is that they are separating themselves from. So anyways, that's what makes them humanitarians as well. With that being said, I hope this video resonated and that it wasn't too scattered, and most importantly, that you guys enjoyed. And if you did enjoy, or you saw yourself in any way in this video, then don't forget to comment about it. Let me know how, and as well, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting in any way that you do. And if you're interested in a natal chart reading, then definitely check out my Patreon. And there I will get in contact with you and break down your chart as well once I get the information for all the planets, and with using all the planets. I'll break it down and give a comprehensive overview of your chart, if that's something that interests you. So with that being said, I will see you guys sometime soon in another video. Peace.